Welcome to the Keep the Faith podcast. I am your host, Tori, and with me today, I have a pastor. Listen, I hear about this pastor all the time, and I'm getting to meet him today. My classmate goes to his church. She talk about Kippy all the time, and I hear people talking about you all the time. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the church that you are a pastor of.
Well, yes, hi Tori, thank you so much for having me today. I am the senior pastor of the Maxwell Baptist Church in the great city of Florence, what we call North Florence. I've been there about 4 years now, and I'm just overwhelmed and grateful to be back in the city after about 25 years of pastoring and moving around the state and even pastoring in New Jersey. The Lord saw fit to call me back home, and I'm grateful to be here serving, having a good time.
Now, let me ask you this question. Growing up as a little boy, did you always have a dream of becoming a pastor?
So yeah, I think so. I mean, even when I used to go to the club, I used to dance like I was at the church. So everybody was like something strange about this dude, right? I was like little Kirk Franklin in the club. So so it was. I mean, I kind of did. I always I drew close to pastors and like to carry my pastor's briefcase and just be around my pastor. So even in my teenage years, I kind of knew that the Lord was calling me into this work. So it was on me, but I'm grateful that those who were a community and a village for me didn't let me do it until I was old enough to kind of handle that responsibility. So they let me grow up and play football and all those kinds of things. And so, yep, to answer your question, yeah, I did know at an early age that I was called to preach.
So you basically, at a young age, you knew that you were set apart.
I knew I was set apart. I knew even in high school, everybody who in high school knew it because even at, during lunchtime and commons area time when we would kind of chill, I'll be out there preaching little sermons, in a joking fashion, but it kind of said, something on that dude right there. So, yep, I knew.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about, of course, there is actually a brunch that's coming up this coming Saturday. Let me show the flyer. The brunch that's coming up is Meet the Candidates brunch that's coming Friday. This coming Saturday, right?
Yes, it's
Saturday.
coming Saturday. Yes, it's
So
coming.
now, what I asked you off the air, this was something that I hadn't heard about. So tell me the question I asked you off the air. How did this come about?
Right. So next year, 2024, will be an election year for the Baptist Education and Missionary Convention of South Carolina. It will be an election year for a new president. And so the convention was started back in 1877, and it was actually started by a PD area pastor by the name of Dr. I.P. Brockington, who was the first pastor, I believe, of Macedonia Baptist Church as well. And so, for those who don't know Macedonia, it is the Star Mount Church of Darlington. It sits there on Main Street, and an awesome African American church, one of the oldest African American churches in the area. But the convention started out there, and it was started to bring um, pastors around the state together, and also to help with educational issues in the African American community. Out of this convention started Mars College, which was in 1908. And from Mars College, it also has an affiliate. This convention also has an affiliate with Benedict College. So it provides oversight for the college and funding for the college. But nonetheless, some of our greatest African American institutions starts from this E&M convention. And so this convention, which has had about 17 presidents, now has the opportunity to elect a new president next year. And I'm happy to have to be on the team of one of the candidates. And so this brunch is an opportunity for persons and pastors and leaders around the PD area to meet this candidate that I'm promoting, but who I believe will be a great asset to this convention and also to the Baptist work of the state.
Okay. Now tell us about the candidate that you are promoting.
So his name is James Hellstock. He's the pastor of the New Day Baptist Church of Spartanburg. Profound guy, just an encourager. He's a leader, and has been an awesome pastor. He has successfully planted and started his own church. He and his wife. And that church has grown and is doing a wonderful job there in Spartanburg. He's been a part of the Baptist work of South Carolina for a number of years. And so his platform is basically helping us to expand and grow Mars College. As you know, some of our HBCUs have fallen in enrollment, and so he has a great plan to engage and to get that enrollment back up. He's going to do some wonderful work with young pastors. We do believe that our young pastors are brilliant and gifted, and so they're reaching and they're extending their arms to do work outside the church a lot more than a lot of older pastors. But nonetheless, so we are giving that work to them so that we will make sure that we continue to stay relevant and moving forward. He's going to continue the mission of the church, which the Lord has already called the church to go ye therefore and to carry the gospel everywhere. And so he's just really just feet to the ground, sound doctrine, preaching, wonderful leader, great husband, just an all-around great guy. And I just believe he's the man for the job.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this question because you said a lot of great things. To you, what is one of the main things that sets him apart from all other candidates?
I think it is his integrity, not only his integrity, but being a church planter is something new in the idea of African American churches. It's not new as to it being new, but it's something that has not always been popular amongst African American churches. Most time, people stay at their churches for life. It's my grandmama's church. It's my great grandmama's church. But he had the audacity to engage and start a new church with a new heart, a new idea, and to grow that church and to still bring some of the old with the new and mix it. And that kind of leadership, I think, is what we need today because we realize that we cannot continue to put new wine in the old wine skins because it's too strong. But there is a divine dance or a great mixture that we can put together that we'll be able to do the work that God has called us to do. I think this guy is the guy because of that, of his success in engaging a new congregation in a city and a community and doing a wonderful job with that.
Okay. And the brunch is this coming Saturday. Let me show the flyer. It is actually this coming Saturday, and it is October 21st, which is 10:30 a.m.
Yes.
And it's actually so because I'm looking at the flyer and it has Dr. James Hellstock and who tell us about Dr. DL Grant. Is that the opponent or how is
No, so Dr. Grant is his vice president. He was
okay.
able to select his own vice president.
Okay.
He's the pastor of the new Israel Baptist Church, but
Okay.
he's also an area guy. He has done great work here in the PD area, but he's a convention guy as well. So he knows the convention. He knows the hall. He's worked very closely with many of our bodies, such as our women's auxiliary. He's worked closely with Brotherhood and some of the many other arms of our convention. Dr. Grant also serves strongly within our Congress of Christian Education. And so he brings a strong partnership, kind of a Batman and Robin,
Okay.
to this ticket. And I think that these two together have what it takes to take us to the next level.
Okay. Because I looked at the flyer and I'm like, wait, and you know what? That's why that's why I said, let me let you talk. Because I was like, that the point. But listen, I think it's an awesome thing because we actually need to be aware of these things. So the brunch is this coming Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Now, when exactly is the election and those that may want to that may possibly reach out to the candidates, what is the handles or how can they get in contact with the candidates to find more information like that one-on-one information about the candidates? How can they find more information about the candidates?
Yeah, glad you asked that. Yeah, so we will be having that annual election next May in Myrtle Beach for our annual session of our convention. It's going to be on that midweek, somewhere in that Wednesday or Thursday is the election time. And you can certainly connect with us on Facebook. 2024 is 2024 presidential campaign, Dr. James L. Halestock. So you can reach us on that handle on Facebook. Um, I just believe that uh, you won't lose with this candidate. You won't lose with this engagement. I would love to see a lot of young people get involved with this campaign, younger adults as ourselves. Um, it's crazy that we're moving away from the younger adults to middle age, and we got next. We're leading now. And so, with that being said, I would like to see our age group get involved, um, because I believe that there's something important and engaging about the African American church. If it wasn't for this church, we wouldn't be able to have a lot of the liberties and freedoms that we have now. Much of what we learned and how we learned to act and how we learned to process things and engage and build grassroots organizations came from the African American Black Baptist Church. So I would that people would reach back to their home, to the home churches and to their home place, and help make a difference in this world. So
Okay.
please engage with us, please. We thank you.
Now, once he's elected, how does that process work as far as the if he's elected, let me say this, when he's elected, since you're promoting him, when he's elected,
Yeah.
how long is it off? Is it like the president of the United States? Is it 4 years as well? Or how long is it? Is it 4 years as
So
well?
so yes, it is 4 years. It's 4 years of being the president, and with the ability to manage the convention and bring leadership to the convention, as also serve Mars College as well. So that is a strong 4 years. It is a great opportunity for any president to get his leadership and platform on the ground and running, and even to make changes as he's moving forward to see what needs need to be met. So it's a strong 4 years, but it's a great opportunity and great work.
Okay, now you're promoting him, so I'm gonna give you the floor. You running his campaign, so tell the people in your own words why he should be elected. This is your opportunity to sell your candidate.
Well, certainly, I believe that Dr. James L. Halestock should be the president, excuse me, of the Baptist Evening Missionary Convention because he is a strong leader. He has done the work. There are sometimes we elect people who have great ideas but don't have the practice to go with those ideas. He has the practice. He has the track record. He is well learned. He understands the importance of building relationships outside of the church with community partners, with businesses. We do know that there are organizations and businesses who have our ideals at heart, that can help us with the resources that we need. We do need that business entity. He carries a very strong business acumen. And so I really think that he is a great candidate for a great opportunity that's before us. We don't want the convention to go backwards. We want to go forward. And I believe that this guy is the guy to take us forward. So he's my guy.
Absolutely. Listen.
Yeah.
And how does that process work when those are voting? How does that voting process work? Like, what do you have to do to qualify to vote in these type of elections?
So, through the years, that process has changed, and crazy enough, as change does take place, now every church has one vote, and that vote is left to the pastor. So we're asking people to engage their pastors and to talk to them about the candidates and who they're going to select, and bring some conversations and some ideas to your pastor, so that when that pastor goes to that voting booth, he's taking the ideas and the conscience of his members with him, and not just their own conscience and ideas. And so we are just engaging the congregation as well, so that they'll get a chance to talk to their pastors and to engage them in such a way so that that one vote that each pastor gets will be a vote that's in the right direction and that's for the heart of the people. And so that's
Okay.
that's pretty much how it works. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking out time of your busy schedule. Because listen,
Absolutely.
I heard you had revival this week.
I did. I did. I've been preaching, I think, some 6 or 7 times in the last 10 days, so I am tired. But yet had a great time preaching. Was over at Monumental Baptist Church in Florence and at Majority Baptist Church in Florence, and so it's had a good week this week. So everything went well.
Okay, well, make sure you get yourself some rest. Because listen, because being a pastor is not an easy job. We
It's
have
not
to
at all.
we definitely have to keep our pastors in prayer because you guys carry a lot of weight. We have to
Thank
keep you
you.
guys covered because listen, it's not an easy job.
It's not. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. But let me take this opportunity also, Tori, to invite you and your listeners to Maxwell Baptist Church, 1309 Mallory Street, there in the great city of North Florence. Our worship begins every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. We have a wonderful time in God. And so we just want to invite everybody to come out and share. We are an inclusive church. We believe that God is doing an awesome job in the hearts of his people. And we don't want to stand in the way of that. And so come go where you can grow. Come grow with us.
Absolutely. Thank you
Yes,
so much for the invitation.
certainly.
And it has been a pleasure having you on today. And let me tell you something. Let us know. Make sure you come back and tell me when your
Yes,
candidate wins. Please come back and bring your candidate with you when your candidate wins.
I will certainly do that. And we thank you for that invitation. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. And those of you that are watching, if you by chance missed the beginning, make sure you hit that replay button. And Pastor Kippy, I want you to hang on the line. Once we end the live, I want you to hang on a second for me so I can talk to you backstage. But those of you, like I stated, if you missed the beginning, make sure you go back and watch the replay. Make sure you share this podcast so we can get the word out. And as I always say at the end of my podcast, in life, we go through things, obstacles come our way. You may bend, but don't you dare break. But always remember to keep the faith. You guys have a blessed evening and enjoy the remainder of your week. We're out. Have an amazing night and be blessed.
God
Good
bless.
night.
Good night, everybody.